button. Okay, I'm recording the lesson, so the lesson is being recorded. So this is a respiration chapter 12 of your GCSE biology. I'm Miss Chikufe. And the first, this is a reminder for the classroom rules. If you're in the class, so if you have any question anytime and you want me to pause and slow down a bit, please remind me anytime. So, okay, we got prior to this class, I just want to know a quick warm-up for 2 minutes. And please answer the question true or false and write the answer in your notebook. So later when you're finished after 2 minutes, we can discuss the answers and let's see if you have answered correctly or maybe wrongly. So the first question is respiration only happens in animals. Is it correct or wrong? The next one, respiration is the same as breathing. Glucose is the main fuel for respiration. Respiration releases energy. Plants do not respire. If you know any of these answers and you know it is correct or wrong, can you write in your notebook, please? And let's see what you have done. I give you 2 minutes. Can I skip to the next? Because I don't want to keep you here for long. Isn't it okay, sir? Can I go to the next slide?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that is the answer. So if you have given the wrong answer, it doesn't matter because we're gonna learn today what actual respiration is and how it is different from breathing and how do we get energy for all life activities. And let's move forward. I can give you time again, so I guess skip this one because I don't want to. So objective of this lesson is to define respiration and explain its importance in the living organisms, distinguish between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, describe the word equation for both sides of the respiration. Later on, we're gonna continue this lesson as well, but it's quite enough for 20 minutes of lecture. Introduction. Every cell in your body is like a tiny factory, but how does it get the energy to run? Do you know that? So you need energy to do daily activities, to run, to move, to sit down, to eat, and all these things are happening in your daily life. So how do you get and provide that energy for your entire life to grow, for reproduction, for all these things? It comes from the food, but that food goes into your cells and then through a chemical reaction that happens inside it, we call it as a respiration, the energy is released. It's not being produced, it's not being made up, it is released from those bonds inside the chemical bonds of the foods, so you can use it. What is respiration? Do you know what respiration is now? So I just pause for students to give the ideas a bit, and then I move on again. So, the foods that you're eating is made of the bonds, chemical bonds, and inside your body and the cells, these bonds are broken apart, and the huge amount of the energy usually is released by this kind of the process, chemical process. From what food? Usually glucose. Glucose is a kind of sugar molecule. Okay, so the food that you ate, the glucose that you're taking in, it goes inside your cells, in the mitochondria of the cells, and then through the chemical reactions, the bound in the glucose molecule is broken down, and then the ATP or the energy is released. So respiration occurs in all living cells, So the dead cell doesn't respire, of course. Most of the chemical reactions in the aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria, as I said. And you know what mitochondria is? Mitochondria is like an energy factory of your body. So this is very important. This is one of the tips. Never forget. Is respiration the same as breathing? Why? Do you think they are the same? You can use these two terminologies for the same thing with the same meaning, same definitions. Okay, so I wait for the students to answer, to collaborate, and they share their ideas with me. Then I move on. Of course not. Please be careful, because usually when you talk about the respiration, it's talking about the small, tiny glucose molecules. It is in molecular, level. So the chemical reaction happens inside the mitochondria, and they break that chemical, which is glucose, and it bounds, and then ATP is released, or energy is released. But in the breathing, the lungs and the muscles of the lungs, the diaphragm, are all involved into taking in the air and giving out the excess materials of that respiration, like the water vapor. It can be carbon dioxide, and to let this oxygen goes inside the blood, and the gas exchange happens in the blood. And so it is very different. It is in the mechanical, it's a kind of mechanical process. It's not nothing relevant to the with those tiny glucose molecules that go inside your cells. We are not talking about that. So that is, so respiration is chemical reaction, and breathing is mechanical reaction. Another thing which is very important, you should remember, as I said, never use the term the energy is being produced or made or created. Be very careful. If you're writing in the answers in your exam, be very careful. Do not use these words, these vocabularies. This energy is not being made, not produced, and not created. This is being released from the glucose molecule by breaking up that molecule bonds. And also it is controlled by the enzymes, which are proteins. Enzymes are proteins. And so the proteins can be also affected by the different temperatures and also pH content of the medium. So that also is very important to know. Enzymes are made of the proteins, and those are the ones that are controlling these chemical reaction in the mitochondria. So there are two types of the respiration, either aerobic or anaerobic. Aerobic means that it actually involves oxygen to break that bounds of the glucose. But by this way, we have more ATP being released, or energy. And but in the absence of the oxygen, or without oxygen be presented, which means anaerobically, we have less of energy or ATP being released. So much energy is released for each glucose molecule broken down anaerobically compared to the energy released when it is broken down aerobically. So you see the different uses of the energy released in the respiration by the cell. Can you name some of them? Can you help? You can look at the diagram. You can now name some of them for me. What actually this energy, how it is being used by you? What is the uses? What are the advantages of having this ATP production in the or the release of the energy inside your body? How it has been used? It has been used to for the contraction of the muscles. Yes, I give time to students to give the answers, then I talk. So it's a muscle contraction, protein synthesis. You know that protein synthesis, because you need proteins to make everything in your body. Everything, most of the things are, I cannot say, but even the molecule or the cell organelles are being made by the proteins. So we need that protein. Cell division happens because it needs energy. So we need to break that glucose molecule by the mitochondria in the cell to use in the cell division, in the reproduction. Active transport in the between the cells. So when some of the molecules are passing through the cytoplasm by the active transport, they need energy as well. So this energy also is being used to do that processes, because some of the molecules cannot pass through the partially permeable membrane or the cytoplasm by themselves. but a simple diffusion or something. So they need to move from where maybe there are less to where there are more in the opposite of the direction of the gradient. And also they are used to for the growth. Your growth or the cell division or the growth of the bones has to grow teeth. And the passage of the nerve impulses also, they need some energy. So that energy also is used for that purpose.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. That's enough. Can you just stop this recording?
Yes. Can you? How should I stop that? Oops.